Okay, so shall we start now? Okay, so is this your third time to be in Japan?
Yes.
So
Yes.
what is your impression about this country?
I think this is a very beautiful country and the people are very polite and anywhere, anytime I'm going and if I seem a little bit, I'm lost or something, people are very helpful. They come up, even though they wouldn't speak English, they're like coming up and offering help. So it's been every time we've been here, it's been a pleasure and just came from shopping.
Well, what did you buy?
I bought some clothing and I went to the Hard Rock Cafe in Ueno and bought some jewelry and drumsticks.
Yeah, I've been to Finland twice and I feel something very close, I think the people in Finland is very kind and helpful. Maybe
Yeah, maybe something common with Japanese.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so the last year you played at Loud Park.
Yeah.
So what did you think
I
of
don't
that
need one.
festival?
I don't
What did you
need
think
one,
of the
but
fans?
just curious.
It was awesome and the reaction was more than expected. It's the difference in cultures, like in Japan, we never thought that 10:30 a.m. there would be so many people cheering us on because that wouldn't never happen in Finland.
Really?
No, everything happens during the day or evening time. Yeah, so that was really great, and what was really impressive for me that between the shows there wasn't any music between the shows, and it was all quiet. Like, I don't know why is it? Is it because do you know why there isn't any music and people are not talking between the shows? Because it felt like there was no people. Like, is there anyone? Because we couldn't hear any crowd in the in the backstage. But when we got on the stage and the intro started, like it was and it was awesome. So I think the effect was much huge because there was this silence before the show. So that was something that I really liked about Loud Park, and everything went so smoothly and it was just an awesome experience, and I really hope we get there as soon as possible again.
That's great. So what do you think of the reaction from the fans during the show? I mean, from stage, did you see any difference between the Japanese fans and the European ones?
Well, there's of course slight differences because of different cultures and so, but I don't know, I think Japanese people are in heavy metal genre, mostly it's like they're very enthusiastic and it's great to see how excited people are and I just loved doing a show for the fans in here.
Okay. So what is your musical background?
Mine?
Yes, yours.
Trying to get this short story.
You don't have to, we have a lot of time.
Okay. I knew when I was 4 years old, I knew that I wanted to be a performer and entertain people and sing. But I used to have hobbies, like I used to dance and I was in circus and and acting, and then during the years I just sang many different kind of genres, but not heavy metal. I started listening heavy metal when I was about 15, 16 years old, and when I first time I heard Bruce Dickinson, I was totally sold, and I thought he's the vocal god, and he's still my idol in performing, and he's just great, and the band is great, Iron Maiden. Yeah, and then when I was teenager, I listened heavy metal, but back then I never thought that I had the balls to do it on my own as a vocalist. But when I was about in my 20s, about 19 years old, I started my first band, Admiral Octopus, and we used to play Janis Joplin and that sort of, 60s, 70s rock music. And then that's when I started to find this raspy sound in my voice. And yeah, then when the first band split, I started to doing my solo stuff. I went around for jam sessions in bars and got to know people in my town music business and then one day I just got this message in Facebook that Battle Beast had sent me, like, would you like to join us? And they were asking about this YouTube link that I was on, where I was singing Janis Joplin in my acoustic gig, and like, are you here singing because this is really good? And I was like, okay, this is some fan just asking about this, and I was like, yeah, I am, and yeah, thanks for the cheering up. But then I got the call from Anton, and he explained that they had 1 month time to get on the tour with Sonata Arctica, and they already started to doing the album Battle Beast. And yeah, at first I was like, are you kidding me? This is some kind of joke, of course.
Did you know Battle Beast back then?
I had heard Battle Beast on radio just about a few days or a couple of weeks before the phone call, but I didn't know the name of the band I had heard. But when I heard the songs that Anton sent me, because when he asked me to join, I of course asked him to send me some demos or something, because I don't want to get involved in something that I don't know at all. And of course I have to like the music before I decide. And when I heard it, I was like, oh my god, I just listened to this band and I like the singer and the way she sings, and what they want me to come join, and yeah, of course then I said yes the next day.
Like a destiny coincidence.
Yeah, I feel very much like that. I believe in destiny in some way, and everything's just led to this point. Yeah, and here I am. I'm still doing, besides Battle Beast, I'm doing my own music back home when I got time, and doing some other gigs, acoustic gigs and different kind of gigs. But yeah, just keeping the motivation and inspiring myself with other music, because it's very important as a musician that you do different stuff to keep everything in balance.
Okay, so who are your favorite vocalists? Obviously Janis Joplin,
Bruce Dickinson and Ronnie James Dio, and actually my big brother is one of my biggest idols. He's like,
is he a singer too?
He's a singer too.
Professional singer?
Yeah, and he's just started as an actor, and he's just this multi-talented guy, and he's always been my idol and example for how to do a great show, and yeah. And then there's when I was younger, my interest in soul music started from listening Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson and Aretha Franklin and that sort of stuff. But there is so many artists that I would count on the list, but there are some examples.
So your brother seems to be a very creative person too. So what about your parents? Do you belong to the very creative, artistic family?
Nowadays my parents are just hard day working people, but when they used to be younger, my father used to be a drummer, but not as a professional, just for fun, and my mother used to sing and act. But then they were raised this way that, okay, you're over 20s, you gotta make a family and have a job, and they just quit their dreams and started building a family. But the good thing is that we are carrying, you know, the artistic legacy right now and keep it moving on.
That's great. That's great. So, are you officially trained as a singer, or?
I've in my hometown Tampere there is this music school, and I was there studying for five years in pop jazz line, and there I got very good technical advice for singing and taking care of my voice, but there is no teachers for rock or heavy metal. But actually I am teaching now privately.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been doing this now for a couple of years. Just I'm trying to help people to, you know, because there isn't so many rock or heavy metal teachers, and I think it's something that should be, you know, more anywhere, you know, taught, that how you do it the way that you don't, you know, break your vocal cords, and then of course the teaching includes how you perform, because that's very important in any case, but especially in rock and heavy metal you have to do it like with your soul and with you know, more expressions than for example in jazz music. So that's what I teach.
What do you think is the difference between the singing in maybe rock or jazz and heavy metal?
Well, the major difference between, for example, jazz and heavy metal is that the expression is smaller in jazz. It can be as intensive, but there is different target groups usually for those different genres. And well, I had my own jazz gig last December when was this little Christmas season going on, and I was doing you know, Ella Fitzgerald and that old kind of jazz, and it's very different, especially the performing. You know, that you have to be elegant and try to be, you know, it's a different role, I think. In heavy metal, especially in our music, it's like we are having fun, but you know, I'm having this kind of a stage role that I have when I'm doing this heavy metal, and it's helping me to deliver the feeling and everything. But it's not just a role, because there's always parts of me doing it, and yeah, I'm actually, when I'm on stage, I really feel it, like it's honest feeling and doing when I'm on the stage, and it's like someone said, like, yeah, you're like acting, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's acting, because I'm really actually feeling it when I'm singing, and it's not just singing. And I think that's very important in every music, that you really go and live through the song and not just sing some melody, because that's not people doesn't respond to that. People respond to be, you know, the honest artist.
Okay, so it comes from your heart. It's not acting, but it's more natural.